Well, hello, and I'm really happy to be here as the Human Resources Director for the Town of Chatham. I'm here today with Meg McDonough. Meg is the Animal Control Officer in Chatham. She's been in that position for 22 years, and I'm happy to say that Meg is retiring on June 6th, and very, very happy that you were with the town for such a long time. You're a great employee, great career with us.
Thank you.
And I guess we just want to ask a couple questions about your career here with Chatham. Number one is, what got you interested in doing, animal control work?
Well, it's kind of an interesting question, actually. I was a vet tech at Pleasant Bay Animal Hospital for about 11 years, and the position became available. I had gone to 4Cs and studied criminal law there, and really didn't think that pulling over motor vehicles and that type of thing was that interesting for me, so I didn't pursue that end of things. And I took a job as a vet tech over at Pleasant Bay, and there was a gal over there who was a vet at the time whose parents lived here in Chatham, and she actually felt that I was probably going to be a really good person for the job, and she pushed me to apply for it. And honestly, I didn't know a lot about it when I took the job, so that was a whole learning curve for me. Yeah. Great.
Well, Megan, after so many years, I'm sure you have some interesting stories of situations that you've gotten into with animals of probably all sorts of types that we have around here. Can you tell us a couple of those stories?
Well, just recently, actually, I'll tell you the last neatest one that I was involved with was I've been here for 22 years, obviously, and I've never had the opportunity to see coyote pups up close. And there was a family who had a den of pups underneath their gazebo, and they thought maybe the parents had gone away, and I'd gone down there to take a look at the situation and check on the pups. And interestingly enough, when I arrived and stood at the base of the den, all the pups came out and walked around my feet. So that, and I was able to actually pick one up and check it to make sure it wasn't dehydrated. And I got in touch with Cape Wildlife Center, and they instructed us on how to deal with that. So it was interesting. I've seen coyotes, but I've never been that close to coyote pups. So yeah.
Wow.
I was really able to scoop one up.
They weren't injured or anything like that?
No, the parents eventually came back. We don't know why they were absent for a little while. We were able to put water down for the pups. They were thirsty, and the parents eventually came back and actually moved them, but I'd never been that close to them. Literally, they came out and just walked around my feet while I was standing there. I thought, this is interesting.
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
a good call. Yep.
Yeah, great.
What
a nice
call.
experience.
That's great.
Any other little items or things that have happened?
In terms of funny stories, I think probably the one I had shared earlier, which was a gal that had called years ago, and she was concerned about a seal that was down at Cockle Cove Beach, and we get those a lot, especially in the early spring. The seals like to haul up the pups, and they'll sun themselves. And so people, I think that they're supposed to live in the water 24 hours. They don't realize that they're mammals, and they'll come up on the beach. And this one particular one had hauled up near the parking lot, and she said to me, well, I'm really concerned about the seal down there. And I said, well, it's probably just sunning itself. And she said, well, what do seals eat? And I thought, this is a joke. I said, well, they eat things in the ocean like fish and shellfish and stuff. And she said, well, do they eat bananas? And I said, no, they don't eat bananas. And so I had left to go down and just check to make sure that the seal was actually there and that it was okay. And I got out of my van and I walked over and I looked at it, and it sat up. And when it sat up, it had a big wad of banana stuck to the side of its head. So she'd obviously tried to feed it a banana. So I'll never forget that. It was real. People are funny.
They are funny.
People are funny,
and they really don't know how to react around a wild animal.
No. And her question was interesting. I just wasn't expecting to see the wad of banana stuck to the seal's head. So
they eat bananas.
Yeah, well.
So I have a question on that. Now, seals live in the ocean, and the ocean is salt water.
Yes.
And every mammal, I'm assuming, must need water to survive. So do they have a desalination machine within them?
They must. I'm not really boy, I'm not much of a seal expert. I leave that stuff up to International Fund for Animal Welfare to take care of that. I usually just go out and I kind of scope them out from a distance and
All right.
make sure
Stump
that they're
the
all right.
animal control officer.
Yep, there you go. Technical question for IFWA.
Well, Gerry,
Have
go ahead.
you ever been bitten by any of the animals?
I actually have to say, I'll knock on wood because I still have 3 days left. I've not been bitten by a dog ever since I've been here. I think I've been bitten maybe once by a cat, and alternately I've been bitten by a raccoon one time that was my own fault. I just was trying to transfer it from one cage to the next, and it got me. So,
But not seriously.
no, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
no,
that's
it
good.
was enough to make me look to make sure I still have my fingers, but sorry, it was okay.
Well, tell us now that you're retiring, what's in store for your future?
Well, I'm going to be moving down to Virginia to a pretty non-existent town called the Mouth of Wilson. It's a beautiful spot in the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's in between actually Grayson Highlands State Park and Mount Rogers National Park are the two parks that are down there. And it's just going to give me some more room for my horses and goats and pigs and all the other menagerie that I'm going to be taking down there.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I'll have some pasture and
That'll
stuff.
be an interesting road trip.
Yeah, it's a 15-hour road trip. So I'm going to look like the grapes of wrath going down there. I think with all the animals hanging out, So
Well, that should be very interesting for you. And that's beautiful country down there. So
Yes.
probably a lot easier for you to raise your animals and do what you need to do with them down there than it is up here.
it will give them a better quality of life, and I think that's what I'm
Yeah.
looking for them to have a more natural environment, to go out and graze. And how they live now is, it's in little dirt turnouts, which is fine, but it makes you kind of sad after a while to watch them standing out there waiting for their hay every day. So the pasture will be good.
Good.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Megan, as a citizen of Chatham, I think I speak for all of us. We thank you for your service over the
Thank
past
you.
22 years.
It's been a great career.
We wish you the best of luck and whatever endeavor you get involved in down there and with your animals and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, I guess, as you say, a wonderful 22 years.
It has been.
We hope everything goes well for you.
Yep, I feel very blessed.
And thank you very much for taking the time to be with us today on Chatham Today.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
And-
you.
and
Thank
breaking
you.
news. I heard there's an alligator in Town Hall, so you better go over there and take care of it.
That's better than the 300-pound dead seal on the beach.
Yeah, right.
So
Well, thank you
All
again.
right.
thank you very
you.
much.
Bye.